Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It seems that equities have got off on the right side of bed as far as Monday is concerned. You have a nice deep shade of green and much needed green on the Lal Street as we look towards the closing part of October, and not only the FNO monthly expiry but also the quarterly earnings. Look at the Nifty, 233 higher, 24,415. Today's low has been 24,135. So from that level till now, it's been a very nice 200-250 point recovery from day's low. The gains on the bank Nifty are better still, 566 points, 51,351, driven primarily by this very strong earnings coming in from ICICI Bank, which is the top gainer in the banking space and one of the top contributors of the Nifty's uptick that you see. Apart from that, a nice shade of green on the Nifty 500 as well. Lot of indices have bucked a 5-day losing streak. Is this short covering ahead of the monthly FNO expiry on Thursday? This is also a truncated week, but primarily this is a swing trade back on the making after a stunning 10.5% drop on the mid cap and the small cap index over the last 21-22 trading sessions, an 8% fall on the Nifty as well. Valuations have become attractive. Are people buying into these dips or just covering shorts? Only time will tell. But today is a day to sort of smile a bit on the Lal Street. All 19 indices that Business Today tracks for you are in the green on the Lal Street, and the rally, should I say, the bounce back is led by the Nifty PSU Banking Index, up 4% at 65.42. And the biggest contributor to this uptick is none other than Bank of Baroda. So two banks reporting a stunning set of numbers over the weekend. ICICI Bank up 3.2% at 1295. Intraday high was somewhere like 1307, and Bank of Baroda. This is the shining star as far as the PSU banking setup is concerned. 5% higher. You've seen 253.5 during the day, but so far managing to retain 251. The most critical last hour starts now, ladies and gentlemen. We are hoping that for the first time in many days, the index will close near its day's high. I'm talking about the Nifty, and that day's high was 24,495. Should that happen, then at least some parts of bulls would be breathing a sigh of relief. Apart from the ICICI Bank, what are the stocks that are creating a positive outlook on the Nifty? Hindustan Unilever, after losing substantially all of last week because of a terrible second quarter, is up 2%. Tata Motors shows a sign of activity, 2% higher, 881. Remember, the stock has corrected from 1152 all the way down to 876. Some breather coming back in. State Bank of India, one of the most best balance sheets as far as the banking space is concerned, around 200-day DMA, shows signs of strength, 11 rupees higher, 792.35. TCS and Infosys providing adequate support to the Nifty, and finally a bit of a green tick on L&T as well, 28 rupees higher, 33.54. L&T and Reliance, both of them below 200-day DMA. A positive on Reliance, the stock split, my apologies, the bonus, 1:1 bonus. Please don't confuse the 50% cut on price as a fall. This is the readjustment. Tomorrow will look better. But today, after the adjustment, Reliance is up 11 rupees at 13.39. Apart from that, M&M, Sun Pharma, TCS are the other stocks that are contributing to the rally on the Nifty. Look at Canara Bank, 7% higher. These are beaten down stocks where prices have corrected extremely substantially, and now they're showing signs of the spring being opened on the higher side. Indian Bank, ladies and gentlemen, is 12% higher at 558. Let me just give you a rundown on how prices have moved on a year to date basis on these prices. You have Bank of Baroda up 8%, Indian Bank up 32%, State Bank of India up 23%, Indian Overseas Bank up 15%. So these are the kind of rallies that are happening in the market. There have been some casualties, but a lot of positive has emerged out of those casualties as well. Indigo remains the top traded counter disastrous second quarter earnings. The company reported a loss, down 8% at 4,000 rupees. 3,400 crores worth of transactions have been done. You have IDFC First Bank, after a very heavy provisioning, buying happening at lower levels, 2% higher, 66.85. CDSL earnings boy 5% higher, 1489. And of course, Bank of Baroda 5% higher, 251. So the market is rewarding all kinds of people. This is mainly because of the beaten down prices that you've seen over the last 21 trading sessions that have attracted buyers at lower levels. Look at Poonawalla Finance, up 7.5%, 319. The company had announced a very bad second quarter earnings, lot of provisions and all, and now people are coming back into these stocks. Let's get Mr. Sunny Agarwal, Deputy Vice President and Head of Fundamental Desk at SBI Securities, to discuss the market with us. Namaste, Sunny, and a very warm welcome. The sun is shining on the Lal Street, and rightly so. After days and weeks of corrections, the Nifty is corrected for the 13th week. Tell us, what are the markets telling you, and where do you see value at this point of time?
Yeah, good afternoon, LG, and thanks for having me on the show. Yes, definitely a very brutal correction which we have seen in the market. The entire month of October has been pretty disappointing in terms of stock prices and kind of fund flow selling, continuous selling we are seeing from foreign institutional investor. But again, that has been backed by a pretty weak set of results from many large cap companies across this sector. And hence we are seeing a very muted reaction, or a kind of street punishing the stock which have not delivered the numbers, or where the outlook is pretty weak. So I think what I believe that henceforth the days of easy money making is over, and now ultimately street will focus on companies where there is a decent growth outlook, or at least post this correction valuations have turned comfortable. So again, it's a stock pickers market. Bottoms up stories are those the stocks where the street will find interest in. And coming to the pocket where we are seeing a value, what I feel is that rather than getting into a broader sector, there are many stocks where we find value in. In point, PSU Bank, which is seeing a rally post a decent numbers by the Bank of Baroda. Outlook is also decent, kind of 10 to 12% kind of credit growth, trading at a reasonable valuation, both on price to book as well as PE multiple. Within the PSU pack, Coal India again, although reported a decent set of number, not so heartening. But what I feel is that for Coal India anyway, monsoon is a weaker quarter for Coal India, and a majority 60% of the coal production and sales take place in the second half. So trading at 5% dividend yield, more than 5 to 6% free cash flow yield. So that's our pick in Diwali pick also. So Coal India is the one we like within the PSU basket. Then within auto sector, tractor is the one segment where we feel can see a decent uptick in volume in the second half, especially looking at a robust very good monsoon as well as expected robust kharif crop outlook. So within tractor segment, export Kubota is the one stock which we like. Then within a discretionary spend, jewelry as well as Indian hospitality industry. So the, travel and tourism is the one place where we are bullish on. Within software product companies, companies like Newgen Software. EMS is the one place to be in. Yeah.
Right. So these are the stocks that Sunny has been recommending to clients early since morning. What we'll do is we'll also get a technical view into the market with Raghavendra. Namaste Raghavendra ji, a very warm welcome to you. Is the worst behind us, or is this again a dead cat bounce? 24,400 back on the charts as far as Nifty is concerned.
Very good afternoon. As far as Nifty and Bank Nifty is concerned, I believe bottom is forming around 24,000 level. Now we can presume that bottom is done. But again, It is very early to say this, but I believe if we manage to close above 24,400,
Yes.
24,500 level, I think we are again heading towards 24,800 by this weekend. Maybe the monthly expiry should be above 24,750, 24,800 level. So I'm very much positive, and I believe. See, the thing is, overall, you can see. Uh, बाइंग जो आ रही है वो पूरा ब्रॉडर मार्केट में है, whether it is mid cap, small cap, large cap. So it shows the strongness of the market and the strength of the market. So I believe this its strength and this momentum can continue, and I believe this this monthly expiry can be above 24,700 and 750 level.
Right. Thursday marks the end of October's monthly FNO expiry. Terrible time we've seen. On September 27th, when the expiry began, the Nifty was at 26,240, a record high. From then on, it slipped to 24,140 today morning. And let us see how the markets close today. Perhaps the Nifty will consolidate at current levels around 100-day moving average. And the reason for this possibly good move was the Israeli strike, the much awaited Israeli strike on Iran, which happened on Friday night, which essentially means that now there is little or no confusion as to when that will happen, and that's the reason why perhaps that the market have bottomed out. Sunny, your comment on very strong numbers by ICICI Bank and Bank of Baroda. One, the second largest public sector bank, and second, the second largest private sector bank.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, no complaints from ICICI Bank in terms of growth or on any key KPIs. I think a stellar set of numbers from ICICI Bank to totally outlier, and hence we are seeing a reaction in the market today. Coming to Bank of Baroda, I think one thing is acting in favor of Bank of Baroda is the
Yes.
favorable valuation, and at the same time, the numbers were a pretty decent kind of 10-12% kind of growth guidance, which Bank of Baroda has reiterated during the analyst call. So I think, yes, we continue to remain bullish on both the name from medium to long term perspective.
Okay. Raghvendra ji, to you, Bank of Baroda. Around 200-day DMA cluster of as many moving averages as you can count. The stock saw an all-time high of 300 rupees on 3rd of June, which was the day before the counting began, and it started January at somewhere like what was the price at 31st of December, somewhere like 229. So the entire course 229 to 300, 300 to 250. क्या लगता है राघवेंद्र जी, backed by very strong earnings?
चलिए देखिए, नंबर्स तो बहुत अच्छे हैं, वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग नंबर्स, एंड आई बिलीव कि अभी ये अगर क्लोजिंग 250 के ऊपर हो जाती है और वीकली क्लोजिंग 255 260 के रेंज में है, बहुत बढ़िया रिकवरी होने वाली है. मुझे लगता है कि बॉटम आउट हो चुका है स्टॉक, बहुत ज्यादा यहाँ से डाउन साइड नहीं है. डिप जो भी है, वी कैन कैच इट फॉर द बाइंग लेवल, एंड आई थिंक बाय ऑन डिप इज द स्ट्रेटजी फॉर बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा. आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग कि 300 का लेवल बहुत जल्दी दिखाई देगा, तो 310 315 का लेवल आना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये देखिए डबल बॉटम बन चुका है और राउंडिंग बॉटम के फॉर्मेशन में है टेक्निकली, और अच्छे वॉल्यूम है. अगर आप देखिएगा आज का वॉल्यूम बहुत बढ़िया है और रोल ओवर भी अच्छे हो रहे हैं, तो देखते हैं. मुझे लगता है कि बहुत जल्दी जो अपसाइड का ब्रेकआउट मिलेगा स्टॉक में.
ये बात आपने सही कही. आज वॉल्यूम कितना है? आई थिंक टुडेज वॉल्यूम इज 3 crore 14 lakh shares. Let's see as a multiple what is Bank of Baroda's volume statistic. This will also clear the air. Okay, Bank of Baroda 3 times the 5-day volume. That's correct. So on average we trade about 1 crore shares today. There is a 3 crore share transaction so far, 3 crore 11 lakhs. We are still about 40 minutes away from close, and this is around 200-day DMA after a stunning set of earnings. And Raghvendra ji, your view on ICICI Bank technically. This is again an outperformance that's backed by very, very strong numbers that came on the weekend. राघवेंद्र जी, ICICI बैंक, मुस्कुराइए मत।
सैल जी देखिए बड़े अच्छे नंबर्स दिए हैं आईसीआईसीआई बैंक ने, और
करेक्ट।
राउंडिंग बॉटम का कंप्लीट फॉर्मेशन है। 1330 का टारगेट है पहला, और एक बार 1330 ब्रेक करने दीजिए फिर
जी,
इसको, उसके बाद मुझे लगता है कि 150-200 रुपए के लिए और बची हुई है। तो अगले मंथ में आईसीआईसीआई बैंक कैन बी द स्टॉक ऑफ द मंथ फॉर नवंबर। आई थिंक
क्या बात है।
दिवाली का सबसे, यस, दिवाली का सबसे बड़ा जो मुझे लगता है कि ये गिफ्ट होगा मेरे इन्वेस्टर, मेरे निवेशक, मेरे ट्रेडर्स के लिए, आईसीआईसीआई बैंक ही है। बहुत
क्या
अच्छी
बात है।
खासी जो पोजीशन बना के रखी है, और मुझे लगता है ना जिस हिसाब से इसमें जो वॉल्यूम बना हुआ है, दिवाली गिफ्ट सबके लिए।
जी जी, तो यहाँ पर भी लगभग समझिए 2 करोड़ 90 लाख शेयर ट्रेड हो चुके हैं। 1 मिनट में ज़रा चेक करके आपको दोबारा बताता हूँ। 2 करोड़ 9 लाख शेयर, अगेन 1.7 टाइम्स 5 डे एवरेज। और इंटरेस्टिंग बात यह है कि ICICI बैंक का मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा एक लंबी अवधि का चार्ट स्क्रीन पर दिखाया जाए। 1350 ऑल टाइम हाई है, और आज सुबह से इसमें धमाकेदार जो तेज़ी है वो कम नहीं हुई। 1338 ऑल टाइम हाई दिखा रहा है हमारे काउंटर। और ध्यान दीजिए, अब हम लोग जा रहे हैं रोल ओवर्स के डेटा में, जो आपको थर्सडे तक आता हुआ दिखेगा। तो हो सकता है कि अगर शॉर्ट्स ही यहाँ से हट जाएं तो आपको ये काउंटर और ज़बरदस्त मोमेंटम में देखेगा। सनी, would you have a view on Indigo? Here is one company which was supposed to be, making tons and tons of money because, rivals are dead, aviation is rising, crude oil prices till some time ago were at multi-month highs. And here is one a company who's declared a loss. It sort of defies imagination.
Yeah, so coming to Indigo, yes, definitely with a more than 60% market share, Street was expecting a better set of numbers, but again, slightly disappointing set from coming from Indigo. And at the same time, what has led to added fuel to the fire is commentary by the management that even quarter three, which is one of the peaks quarter for airline companies, will be a little bit softer because of the higher base of last year, and correction in the ticket prices due to the subdued demand for the December quarter. And but again, what I feel is that with the recent correction in the crude oil prices, ultimately the spread between RASK and CASK, which is the one of the key metric for any airline company, will expand going forward. So this stock is for someone who is a long-term investor. When I say long-term, at least have an investment horizon of 12 to 18 months. So one can accumulate that stock gradually in the portfolio. Being a market leader, I think ultimately they are the one who will rule the Indian skies. And I feel the fair value of the business is close to 4,800 rupees to 5,000 rupees. Yes, this cut is also due to the recent cut in earning estimate for the FY25 year post this muted set of guidance. So on the low base of FY25, I am hopeful that FY26 will again be a good year for Indigo in terms of earning growth. So again, a fair value 4,800 to 5,000 rupees and investment horizon of at least more than 12 months.
Okay. Look at the stock price today. The early morning low was 3733, 3773, 3773. At the moment, the counter is trading at 4029. So about 250 rupees have been bought into, and it was a 200-day moving average support that Indigo has taken. All time high is somewhere like I remember 4600 or so. Yeah, 5000. Raghvendra ji, seeing today's price action, what would your view be on Indigo?
Shailji, there is a breakaway gap in this stock. After 4,500 level reach out. So I believe this momentum can continue and this stock can touch 3,500 level. So I'm not very much excited to buy this stock. There is breakdown in the structure of the stock, and I believe 3,500 is the reasonable value where I can look for buying. So I'm not buying right now. Definitely sell for me.
What we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is let's see if we can show you the price of Vari Energy. This is the newest listed baby on town. Early morning, it got listed at a 59% premium of its IPO price of 1507. At the moment, we have a quote of 2323, still up 54%, and about 4,000 crores worth of shares have been traded, 4,716 crores. Sunny, would you have a view on Vari? Of course, this was one of the most successful IPOs in terms of subscription. What was your advice, and is a 54% uptick enough? What should investors do?
Coming to Vari, first of all, I would like to give a disclosure that our parent company SBI Caps was one of the lead merchant banker to the issue, and hence we have not recommended any view on in terms of IPO. But again, now since the company is listed, I feel that one of the fantastic business, one of the largest solar module manufacturer with a capacity of close to 13 gigawatt, and at the same time, this capacity will be further expanded by 4 to 5 gigawatt going ahead. And in terms of valuation, at an issue price, the issue was priced at close to 31 times FY24 price multiple. Looking at a healthy growth prospect, I feel one can definitely look at Vari again from a long-term perspective, not immediately post this robust listing. So being a largest solar module manufacturer, one can definitely look at it. But only one risk factor which I would like to allude here is that right now there is an import duty by government on import of solar module from China, which is protecting the entire industry. So in case there is some tinkering by government of India on the import duty front, then that can hamper the business of Bari.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the gist of what you should do with Vari. Because the price action is just for a day, it's no point asking Ravendra. But I'm sure good bonuses would be distributed in SBI Caps, Sunny, because of this fantastic subscription and fabulous listing. Say something, Sunny.
Yeah, definitely. I think fantastic listing, and at the same time, I think many marquee investors have minted wealth over here. In an unlisted space, I think the stock was trading close to 200, 300 bucks 2 years back, and now with a
Yes.
listing at 2,500 rupees, I think everyone has minted lot of money in Vari. Yeah, so that's
Over the Yes.
yeah.
Over the last 18 months, ladies and gentlemen, a series of unlisted preferentials have happened in Vari Energies. 2 years ago, the price was 200 rupees. The IPO came at 1507, and today's listing has been at 2350 odd. So all those who got in at 200 rupees, 600 rupees, 1500 rupees are minting money on Vari Energies. More power to them. Sunny, thank you so much for your time, and as usual, festive seasons are upon us. Let's hope that the last 4 days of October will take out all the pain that we've seen in the previous 21, and all the best wishes to clients and investors at SBI Securities and to all at home.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, and wishing you all a very happy festive season. And I hope till the Murat season we continue to see a positive uptick in the market and
Absolutely.
a good wealth creation for summer 2081. Thank you all.
Absolutely. So far, the Nifty is now slipping in intraday trade. Now up just 130. I was hoping for a close around 24 450, maybe 500. I would have been happier with 24 400 also. But let us see, we still have about 25 minutes left. Welcoming Mr. Kunal Rambia, founder at The Streets. Namaskar and a very warm welcome, Kunal. Certainly, the mood in the market on Monday is far better than what it was on Friday or all of last week. Right?
Good afternoon, Shred sir. Good afternoon to all our viewers. Yes, sir. We were discussing about this kind of bounce even on Thursday, and
Yes.
see all the counters which we had discussed that day, which were available near the support, have really performed well. So yeah, the market looks trending, and I think as you were just talking to the previous guest, October का शायद नवंबर का महीना हमारा पुराना पेन कम कर देगा.
Absolutely. Let's hope for the best and at least pray for today that this green tick remains, and it's the last 25 minutes. I get really edgy when markets are about to close, because they give up the early morning highs and look at 24,492, and we are now at 24,312. So that's an easy 180 points lost from the peak. Let's see what happens. But strong show in ICICI Bank, strong show in Bank of Baroda. Kunal, any views that you would have for the medium term?
So, Shell sir, if you look at the Bank of Baroda, the overall trend remains very much sideways with positive bias. Now, let's look at the historical data. So, I'm just referring to Jan 2024 low. The counter was near to 230. From there, went up to 300, again back to 230. And this 230 bottom is tested almost 5 times by now. And this time also, it has bounced right from 230 zone itself. If you look at last 3 months highs, they are 255 itself, and today's high is also 253 and a half, I guess, and again it just came down to 249. I'm just waiting for this counter to give a breakout of 255. Momentum trade can happen about 255 with the stop of, I guess, around 240, and the targets being 275, 280 in the near term. But overall the trend is absolutely bullish. Sideways momentum might just come to an end very soon, about 255.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are important things to note. Remember, Bank of Baroda is corrected from 300 rupees, an all-time high that we saw in June, early June, and there has also been a time correction. So both time and price corrections have happened. The numbers that came in over the weekend were stunning, and you just might see the trigger of a fresh up move coming in over the next 1 week or so, and let's hope that is what it is. So apart from Reliance, Kunal, and Bank of Baroda, any other charts that seemed to have improved for the better?
So I'm referring to BHAL as of now. Now, sir, again, look at this counter. It has corrected significantly from the peak of 350 levels, certainly. But if you look at the historical data for the entire year of 2024, this counter has always taken bounce from 213 to 220 levels. Today, just before the show, it was in upper circuit. It just opened the circuit. It's up by 5% right now. But I think this counter is looking very good. This sideways consolidation of an year might just come to an end. Risk reward ratio is extremely favorable. So with the stop of 215, I think one can initiate a buy on this. The immediate targets can be 260 to 265. Then we trail the stop loss and hold the position.
Fair point. BHEL is also going to report its earnings today. So this is something that we can look at. Let's get Raghavendra into the conversation, and let's put in the chart of LNT. This is a counter which is now consolidating below 200-day moving average, and it's at the moment also recovered pretty sharply from intraday lows, 3261, and this is the low which was made on 5th of June. Raghavendra ji, what are the medium term charts of LNT telling you?
Sense, LNT is not looking good. The structure is very weak. If we manage to close below 3350, then this stock can drag down to 3188. So it is not looking very much promising. So I believe this can come down to 3180, 3190. That is the level from where we can buy this stock, and we can keep a stop loss of 20, 30 rupees, and we can hold the stock. But currently, it is not looking good, sir.
Okay, fair point. That's a commonly held view, and we've seen the most recent high of LNT around 3900. So 3900 to almost 33. Let us see what's the percentage correction that has come in. That's roughly 16%, and that's well, not exactly enough, but more or less that's what is there in front of you. 16.5% in 100 trading sessions right in front of you. That's LNT for you. The reason why I ask more about large caps is because if the Nifty has to move up, it will move on index heavyweights. And coming to you, Kunal, would be State Bank of India. It's managed to hold on to 200-day DMA for weeks together. What are the chart strengths telling you? More importantly, against the backdrop of the strong earnings that have come in from Bank of Baroda.
So, again, this was the counter which we discussed on Thursday, available near the support itself. And we had discussed about the support of 670 770 to 775. In fact, on Friday, it made a low near 770 and it continued again. It's right now in sideways consolidation. Momentum is missing, but the trend is definitely intact. If I look at last 2.5-3 years trend, it's absolutely intact. So support ko dhyan mein rakhenge sir, that's 770. If the counter remains above 770, it's a perfect candidate to keep adding even on decline. By any chance, if the momentum picks up and the counter goes about 310 or 15, I think the targets of 865 to 870 are also very possible, very much possible. So I'm bullish on this. I'm just waiting for the trigger of 810 to initiate my momentum trade, but the positional trade is certainly on this counter.
The problem is, what will we do between 791 and 810? Somebody has to pick up the baton and take it to 810. Maybe we'll have a gap
So
up.
it's always advisable to buy near support, sir, or wait for the breakout to come in. So right now it's in between, so we'll have to wait for it.
राघवेंद्र जी, आप कुछ कह रहे हैं?
नहीं सर, मैं अभी 790 से और 800 के बीच में नो ट्रेडिंग जोन है, बट मुझे लगता है सर ये बेस के आसपास है। तो अभी 790 के आसपास एक बेस बना हुआ है, ये मुझे लगता है यहाँ से रिवर्स लेना चाहिए। तो मैं तो अभी फिलहाल मैंने आज ही बाई करवाया भी है, सुबह भी, और अभी भी मैं लोगों को दिला रहा हूँ अपने जितने मेरे ट्रेडर्स हैं, इन्वेस्टर्स हैं। तो इस लेवल पे बाई कर सकते हैं। थोड़ा सा एक 780 स्टॉप लॉस थोड़ा सा आपका 10 रुपए का होगा, बट बाई कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे, थोड़ा सा रिजनेबल है मुझे लग रहा है।
अभी रिकॉर्ड हाई पे होता है ना 850 के आसपास, 950 के आसपास, और फिर कुछ नहीं होता। 950 से 1050 कैसे जाएगा? अरे गैप अप करवा देंगे, अपने आप पहुंच जाएगा। लेकिन इश्यू होता है जब एनालिस्ट कहते हैं, हाँ, एनालिस्ट कहते हैं नो ट्रेड जोन में। मैं तो खरीदूंगा 810 के बाद, उसके ऊपर। अरे भाई 791 से 810 तक कैसे जाएगा? कोई पुष्पक विमान तो इसे ले नहीं जाएगा, हमारा आप ही लेके जाएंगे। चलिए, सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, लुक एट द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ SPI. I'll request the PCR to fire a longer term chart. So first time in many months, on 11th of September, SPI touched its 200-day moving average, and I'll tell you since when. Since 1st of December 2023, 200 DMA was not breached. On 1st of December 2023, the price was 576 rupees. अब पहला टेस्ट हुआ 11 सितंबर को, दूसरा टेस्ट हुआ 7 अक्टूबर को, तीसरा टेस्ट हुआ फ्राइडे को. द मोर द स्टॉक टेस्ट्स इट्स एनी एवरेज and the average holds, the stronger it becomes. What was the all-time high for SBI? 912. This was again on 3rd of June, and from 912 it's corrected all the way down to 792, 793. Let's see the time and the percentage. 1 minute, sorry, it just takes a little bit of effort to draw these lines because software doesn't always work to your advantage. Okay. So this is a 14% correction from its all-time high in 102 bars. That's about 3 months. So that's how it is, ladies and gentlemen. On SBI, on LNT, there's a lovely fund by DSP which only buys top 10 Nifty stocks in terms of market weight, market capitalization. So I'll review that tomorrow. Maybe you can have a look at it. 314 now, Raghavendra ji. Nifty 24,344. Anything you want to carry as BTST or STBT? Please don't say you want to carry a put long. Not allowed.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
मैं बोलने भी नहीं दूंगा.
टाटा मोटर बाई करना है. टाटा मोटर, GNFC एंड भारत फोर्ज, ये 3 स्टॉक ऐसे हैं जो मेरे अभी रडार पे हैं और मैं ये तीनों स्टॉक बाई कर रहा हूँ BTST के लिए. भारत फौज मुझे लगता है कि 1420 तक जाना चाहिए. GNFC 625 का टारगेट एंड टाटा मोटर 900 रुपए के ऊपर. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि कल ये मुझे जो है तीनों स्टॉक जो है प्रॉफिटेबल सुबह BTST में देंगे. BTST, भारत फौज, GNFC एंड टाटा मोटर फॉर मी.
चलिए, टाटा मोटर्स भी बहुत ही परेशानी के दौर से उभरता हुआ दिख रहा है. 1150 का ऑल टाइम हाई और अब 891. I think it corrected all the way down to 870, 850 also on Thursday, Friday. Let's see how it goes. Kunal, your view? Reliance, I have noted from your side without even you telling me. Long.
Absolutely. Sir, also REC is looking very attractive. If you look at the
REC.
last 4 to 5 months, yeah, REC, Rural Electrification Corporation. Now, this counter is absolutely a trending counter for the yearly chart also. It has bounced from the exact support level of 500, and in today's trade also, it's, I think, showing good momentum. So with the stop of 510, one can initiate a buy. It's not just BTST, it can be even for next 10 to 15 days. The first target is 555 followed by 565. These are the previous two swing high on the chart, daily chart. The second counter, which I like the most at this point in time, is the South Indian Bank. Now, this bank was actually down. Today in the trade, it's up by around 5.5 to 6%. And the volumes are also picking up really nice. And in fact, yesterday's, that's Friday's entire decline is covered completely in today's trend. So on technical
Yes.
front, we call it as bullish engulfing candle. So with the stop of 22, one can 22 and a half, one can accumulate this counter. I think this can be a complete turnaround on the banking front. So the first target can be 25, followed by 26 and a half, even 27. We'll keep discussing this like we were discussing earlier about IOB. I think this can be the next bank to watch out for as of now.
Okay. So remember City Union Bank, I'll request the PCR to fire the long term chart of City Union Bank. Last 1 week has been very good for this stock. Despite the dismal pain across the market, City Union Bank in the last 1 week has done phenomenally well, and that's driven primarily by the very strong set of numbers that it reported last week. And what I'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'll just take a minute to tell you what's happening in the markets. We have 24,336 on the Nifty, a nice uptick of 154 points. In terms of the most active counters, apart from Vari Energy, which is the newly minted IPO, you have almost 3,000 crore rupees traded on ICICI Bank, 3% higher. HDFC Bank is just 0.5% lower. It's an okayish below par volume, 1826 crores. Shriram Finance, coming to you, Kunal. Shriram Finance 5% higher, 3255. This is a swing trade in the making. What are the charts telling you?
Absolutely, sir. The trend was very, very positive anyway. This recent correction, I think, is now coming to an end. Today, it has come down a bit from the high, but I think it's making higher bottom on the hourly chart at least. So, with the stop of around 3150, I think one can initiate a buy. If the counter manages to go about 3350 tomorrow or day after, I think the targets of 3450 or 3500 are also very likely.
Okay. And this is again on Bandhan Bank. Terrible numbers. And lots of provisions, rise in NPAs, loans are not doing pretty well. But the stock was stuck in the FNO ban, and all that you could do was square up the shorts. And those shorts have been squared up, and how? 10% higher. Kunal, would you have a view, short term view on Bandhan Bank?
So again, sir, if you look at the weekly chart, the trend is absolutely negative. But at the same time, interesting observation now is this counter has tested 170 mark almost 5 times since 2020. In the recent times, it had tested that particular 170 mark 3 to 4 times. For the first time was 2020, and it has bounced right from that level itself. So if someone wants to take an aggressive bet, then with the stop of 170, one can initiate a buy. The target for now can be 205 to 210. I would suggest an exit also, because if this counter manages to go about 210, it can be a complete trend reversal. So keep watching on it. So for now, short term trade can be taken with the target of 205.
Okay. This is for you. Let's look at CDSL, and this is a number that has come in post market close. Raghvendra ji, would you take a look at CDSL before I tell you the numbers? They have been fantastic. A very strong uptick on this counter is because of a record second quarter. we've seen a 55% rise in revenue to 322 crores. Year ago it was 207 crores. Profit is up 50% to 162 crores from 109. Raghvendra ji.
शैल जी, द चार्ट इज लुकिंग गुड. आई थिंक रिवर्सल है चार्ट पे, ट्रेंड लाइन का ब्रेकआउट दे रहा है स्टॉक. तो आई बिलीव दिस स्टॉक कैन टच 1550 1560 लेवल. So I'm expecting this stock to take a, jump from this level till 1600. Once this stock cross above 1600, then the stock will trade into another territory and there will be a strong breakout above 1600. अभी फिलहाल 50-60 रुपए की रैली है, मुझे लगता है यहाँ से बाई करना चाहिए. एक बार 1600 क्रॉस करेगा फिर उसके बाद देखते हैं, बट फिलहाल यहाँ बाई है.
Okay. Now a couple of points. We have the monthly expiry on Thursday. Friday is a truncated session on Muhurat for Diwali. So the monthly FNO and truncated week for you. Now let's look at the advanced decline ratio. 1687 stocks in the green on National Stock Exchange versus 677 in the red. So it's an easy 5:2. For every 2 stocks that fall, 5 are up. All 19 indices are in the green. This is a very big plus, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a single index or a single stock or a particular sector. It's across the board. And the beaten down are leading the gainers because of quality earnings. Nifty PSU Bank is the top winner on the index level, 3.9% higher. All 12 stocks are in the green. Look at the Nifty mid cap 100. This is up 0.84%. 62 out of 100 shares are in the green. The small cap index 71 out of 100 are in the green, and in the NSE 500 329 out of 501 are in the green. Within the Nifty 34 out of 50 stocks are in the green. So it's good. I'll also tell you the FNO advanced decline ratio. It takes a little while for me to work that out because it's in a different software. Okay, 143 shares, 141 stock futures in the green versus 43 in the red. So it's an easy 3:1 here. So all data indicators, ladies and gentlemen, are pointing to perhaps a little bit of green tick and breath coming back into the market on the positive side. Whether this is a dead cat bounce or not, only time will tell. If now Iran retaliates against Israel, then again we will have pain. But Monday is good. एक एक दिन करके चलते हैं, है ना राघवेंद्र जी? आज सुबह की चौपड़ी खोलते हैं और शाम को बंद. कल की कल देखेंगे.
रोज कुआं खोद के पानी निकालेंगे शैल जी मिल करके, और धीरे धीरे निफ्टी को यहाँ से 24,800 के ऊपर ले ही जाएंगे एक्सपायरी तक. आप देख लीजिएगा.
क्या बात है. वैसे तो आपकी सेहत मेरी जैसी है, बहुत बढ़िया रोबस्ट. तो आपको घी और शक्कर नहीं भेजूंगा, मैं गुड विशेस ही भेज देता. कुणाल से कहलवाते हैं. कुणाल जी, if you give a target of 24,800, then I will send digital घी शक्कर to you.
सर डिजिटल नहीं प्रैक्टिकल मिलके ही शेयर करेंगे. बट अगर निफ्टी की बात करें तो आई थिंक द ट्रेंड इज वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड बाय एनी चांस इफ 24,800 is achieved, then I think the previous gap of 25,600 on the daily chart can also be achieved. This can be a complete trend continuation. By any chance, if the recently made bottom is broken, then I think we are done with the top for now. Then the view will completely change.
अब यार अब वो बहुत हो गया यार, बहुत मतलब बहुत पिटाई हुई.
नहीं चाहिए अब नीचे सर.
You know, the point is not that Nifty has corrected 8% or small cap and mid cap have corrected 10%. You know, some stocks have lost 50%. I'll request the PCR to fire the chart of Cochin Shipyard. 3,000 का प्राइस अपन ने देखा है और ये 2 साल पहले नहीं देखा, 2 महीने पहले देखा.
Right.
The long term chart please. Yeah,
50% down.
yes. So that's how it is, ladies and gentlemen. This pain has been reflected across the board. Look at REITs, look at RVNL, IRFC, IRCON. All these stocks have corrected 35 to 30%. Look at Titagarh Wagons, 50% price correction. So you know, मतलब जो स्टॉक का प्राइस है उससे ज़्यादा तो गिर चुका है. गो बैक टू राइट्स प्लीज. इट्स रेयर. 6-month chart of rights is amazing.
60% डाउन.
हाँ, ये देखिए 6 महीने पहले जो हमारे पास प्राइस था 411 और अब आप देखिए ये आपके सामने 285 का. So that is how it is, ladies and gentlemen. You have seen PE expansion and you've seen PE decline as well. So that's how it is. These are the beauties of the market. But the reason why we keep on asking about quality stocks that have corrected 15, 20, 30% in the Nifty, those are zones that need to be purchased in a SIP fashion. If nothing works, just buy an equity ETF on the Nifty, or look at an equity diversified fund with a preponderance of large caps. You will make a good return as far as prices are concerned. 326. Kunal, to you, what looks good?
So again, we stick to those large caps itself, and at the same time, as we discussed, REC, BHAL, these are looking good. Small banks are looking good, but at this point in time, even I'm comfortable with Mastech. The observation on the Mastech is that actually it made 3 equal bottoms near 2600. Today's low is also 2622, and the counter has bounced from that level itself. So if someone is a mid-term trader, then with the stop of 2600, I think Mastech can also be taken, and the targets can be 2950 to 3000 levels. On the weekly chart, it's looking very attractive. I think if the counter manages to go about 3100, then the new rally might just emerge. But let's go step by step. For now, stop of 100 points, target of 300 points, and we'll keep revisiting this counter also.
Okay. Raghvendra ji, any observations in the last 10 odd minutes that you might have made in the market? We are now 24,350 on the Nifty, so a good 168 point bounce. Although from the day's high, we are off 150, let's say 150. Yeah.
शैलजी, if you can see MCX में जो ये आपका रोल ओवर हो रहा है, देखिए कितना जबरदस्त हो रहा है. तो मुझे लग रहा है MCX is the stock which can give almost 100 to 100 rupees rally from this level also. तो MCX बहुत अच्छा है. मुझे लग रहा है कि MCX can give around BTSC we can do also, and next month 7,000 plus. So rollover is very good. 90% का rollover already हो चुका है और मुझे लग रहा है कि अब ये धमाकेदार रैली के लिए तैयार हो रहा है. देखिए बाजार नीचे जाए ऊपर जाए, जो एक्सचेंज है उनको तो पैसा मिलने ही वाला है.
वैसा है, मैं कुछ नहीं कहूँगा, ये हमने BSC के बारे में भी सुना था. Anyway, but point taken, yes. See, we've been talking about stocks that are lower than 4th June lows, highs, my apologies. Look at MCX. On 4th June, the counter was at 3,222 and it's at 6,500, so it's doubled in a span of 3 months. Okay, and on hold your breath if I tell you the price on December 31st, 3,000 rupees. So that's how money has been made, but it's also attracted a lot of momentum players who've sort of made beautiful charts but made life difficult for fundamental investors. Kunal and Raghvendra, thank you so much for your time, and festive greetings to you both, everybody at home, and all the clients that the streets and Kunal, your advisory has.
Thank you so much, sir. Same to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thankfully it's been a green day on the markets. Very heavy falls over the last 21 sessions, and for the change we are ending in the red. 186 points higher on the Nifty, 558 points higher on the Bank Nifty, 0.5% uptick on IT index, and the NSE 500 has closed 0.7% higher. This is not all. It's a sea of green across the Lal Street. Is the worst behind us? Only time will tell. But about 1687 stocks in the green, 677 in the red. The advanced decline is positive for bulls, and that's a very, very big plus. The mid cap and the small cap index have bounced about a percentage point each. The small cap index is up 1.3%. Advanced decline here is also pretty good, and let's hope that the worst is behind us, and after an 1800 point fall from the high of 26,200 stuck on September 27th, the market seems to have made some sort of a bottom at 24,144 today. From then on, it's a nice bounce. Let's hope it continues. We have short covering ahead, possibly before Thursday, it being the monthly expiry, and this is a truncated week. Remember, Friday we have Muhurat trade towards the evening, but the market will be shut for Diwali. With that, ladies and gentlemen, festive greetings to everybody at home. Please continue watching Business Today Television. There's a lot of interesting things happening on the other side of this break as well, post market. Thank you.
Fight, 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 vote, vote, vote.
As the United States gears up to elect its 47th president in days from now, adding star power, Beyoncé lent her support to Kamala Harris in Texas on Friday. Beyoncé declared her support for Harris, stating that America is on the brink of making history.
I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother. A mother who cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in.